Okay, so let's go ahead and create that new method we were talking about in the last section. In order to create the new method, we're going to make this a private method. The return type is going to be a channel data. And let's call it generate channel data. Okay, now we said we had to pass it some values. We also need to know the types of those values. So let's take a quick look. In our base class, we said we needed to send it the nodes it was applied to. So we'll be sending it target nodes, which is of type channel node array. So we need to accept a channel node array. Let's call that nodes. We also said we need to send the time span, which time span is of type time span. So we need of type time span, and let's call this time span. And then we also said we needed to send the value we need to actually create our commands. In our case, they are simple set level commands, which just take a type of level. In our case, to start off, we're just going to set that level to 100 in this case. Okay, so our method is started. Now, first thing, since we are going to be returning a channel data object, let's create one. Channel data, let's just call this channel data, equals new channel data. Okay, so our object is created. This is actually the object that we are going to be returning. So let's give ourselves a little bit room and let's just return that object. Okay, now to actually populate this channel data object, remember we said that this was a dictionary object, and basically we would have one value for each channel in the nodes that are sent to us. So in other words, what we need to do is we need to take the nodes that were sent to us, take a look at each individual node, and then of each of those individual nodes, we need to take a look at the individual channel. So to do that, we're just going to say for each channel node, that's the type, channel node, and let's just call this node, in our nodes that are sent to us, and then in each of these each of the individual nodes, we're going to look at we need to look at the individual channels. So we'll say for each channel, call it channel, in the node, and then what we will need to do is we're just going to make notes at this point. Create a command node array, and then we need to add that array to our dictionary object. And then just finish out the brackets. And we basically have the core of our new method created. Now, what I like to do, again, to keep our stuff nice and legible, and it also makes it easier to expand on further, is to, instead of doing all this programming within this little loop here, let's create another new method that will create our command node array. So let's split it off here, and then we will create in the next part, create that new method.